Hey everyone, quite a while ago, I shared a video on the website about a pastor who was a cage match fighter. When I posted that video back then, I also reminded everybody that frequents the website for the prophetic news updates daily that this type of mindset was prophesied to be the norm in our day. I even did a sermon on that years ago, and it later became a video titled, "By Beholding Some Become Killers." So, this is nothing new. We all know that the mindset to beat on and even kill your fellow man was going to be the norm in society soon, in the last days. But I will admit, and yes, I know prophecy does say things like this were going to speed up near the end, but who would have thought it would have gone this fast? Check out this article I just received this morning. Look at the headline. There are now hundreds of churches encouraging the members to beat each other bloody because men are made for combat. Check it out. It says, can you love your neighbor as yourself and at the same time knee him in the face as hard as you can? American Christian mixed martial arts champion Scott Bam Bam Sullivan wonders in an interview with the Times. Today, it says, over 700 evangelical U.S. churches now integrate MMA, also known as cage fighting, into their ministry programs. The phenomenon has even been featured in a recent documentary film, 2014's Fight Church. And I think that's the thing that I touched on about a year ago, maybe 9 or 10 months ago. But check this out. I'm going to just show you a couple seconds of this video. And it's of this pastor. Check it out.
One another. And this ain't love.
At the end of the day, it's about reaching people with the gospel.
That man was a pastor who just made that sign for decapitation to his cage match opponent. He is a pastor. He leads a large flock that are all in agreement with his crazed theology of beating your fellow man into oblivion and even death, as his bold body language just illustrated here. Now, let me ask those of you a question that think the mark of the beast, and especially the part where the people of the world, and this includes all the Christians in the government-approved churches, will be given the task to go forth and kill the obedient Christians that refuse to be part of the government churches. When you see pastors like this, who beat on their fellow man in cage matches, wherein some men have even died, and you see these kinds of churches growing in number by the hundreds in a comparatively short period of time. I mean, this was just mentioned last year in a documentary, and it's no mistake it was done in a documentary. They have to get this out there. And why? Well, have you noticed the violent Hollywood movies for the last few decades? Or how about the violent sports? Or the demonic and violent music? And now we have sermons from pastors who declare it's okay to kill your fellow man. Well, you also see legalized mass murder of innocent babies for decades whose only crime was being conceived in lust. Or you see the legalized killing of people in doctor-assisted suicide in nearly every nation on earth now. And by the way, you also see tens of thousands of guillotines in America right now. I did a radio broadcast about that years ago. And, of course, as the prophecy also stated, you've got wars and rumors of wars. When you look at all the death that is advertised in society as the norm and how people are literally becoming complacent to death, where some even believe it would be a money maker to televise executions in pay-per-view TV events, do you still think the prophecy about the mark of the beast is bogus, or at the very least, hundreds of years in the future? Seriously? And by the way, a man that was blessed with the Holy Spirit while still in his mother's womb, who was called to ready the people for the arrival of Messiah, said to a Roman soldier, no less, in Luke chapter 3:14, do violence to no man. Thank you for watching. God bless.